should have seen us going, passing the folks along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again, and this afternoon I've got Tony and I've got Grace, and both of me co-hosts. Good afternoon to you guys.
Hi.
Hi, John. All right. Hi.
Yeah, I love the way Grace says hi.
Hi.
She's amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah, so I hope you guys are great. Guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button as well. If you'd like to super chat, then click on the $sign, give what the channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, then please just click on the join button. So it's 99p, and doing lots of competitions, you will not be disappointed. So yeah, we're going to talk about something different today. No, it's not Newcastle United. We're going to talk about England and Gareth Southgate in particular. For me personally, I think he should go after the World Cup, because at the end of the day, I think he's taking the club's country as far as he can. And I think, for me, it's a very cautious manager. He doesn't excite anyone anymore. He's not getting the best out of these players as well. He also says he's going to pick players on merit, on performances, on form, and he still picks Harry Maguire, has been terrible. He's picked Luke Shaw as well, has had a game this season. Grace, I'll start with you. And Gareth Southgate, do you think he should go after the World Cup, or do you think he's got credits in the bank?
I think, I'm absolutely on the fence with him, because I think that we had such a good run at the Euros. You know, he got us to the finals, but then the games leading up to the leading up to the World Cup, where a team should be, you know, sinking in together, playing well together. You know, it's a practice game for what's going to come at the World Cup, and they haven't won a game in the last 6 or 7 games, whatever it is. They haven't won a game. They haven't scored any goals, I don't think, either, or they haven't scored many goals. And I think it's just his team selection. For me, like the England team is based on the individuals' performances within their clubs. And there's a lot of players who have been playing amazing for their club aren't getting picked because he's picking the exact same people. I think I read something that like Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, and Calvin Phillips played a total of 16 minutes altogether in their team games. Like, how is that the best quality that we've got in England? People who kind of star for their clubs. Like, I'm sorry, it's not.
I think that's shocking. That is, it really is. I know Calvin Phillips has been injured, sort of thing. We get that, but that is not enough time to judge people as well, Grace. You're absolutely right. I mean, for me, at the end of the day, he goes and pick Ivan Toney. He picks Ivan Toney right for this. Should have been his first cap. He's not getting the team whatsoever. He's not in the 23. I will not be surprised if Ivan Toney doesn't get picked. For me, Tammy Abraham is rocking it up in Serie A. Roma, 27 goals last season, his very first season. He's got more goals in his first season than the great Gabriel Batistuta way back in 2000. And he's not getting in the starting lineup as well. I mean, is Gareth Southgate fooling the public, Tony, for me, saying he's going to pick players on form? Yeah, he still plays players like Harry Maguire. Again, it's not been good enough at all. But tomorrow for AC Milan has been outstanding.
Yeah, well, that's the point I made last night as well to Pete. You know, Tomori's been the best centre half in Serie A last year. He won a title with AC Milan as well, so he's no slouch. He can't even get in the team. And not only that, you've got you know, you've got Ivan Toney there. You got Tammy Abraham. You know, they've done well, scored lots of goals. Tony's been on fire the start of this season. 7 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. Can't even get in the squad, never mind the team, you know, because him and Chilwell were both left out the squad altogether for the match day on Friday. I mean, Harry Kane tried all he could on Friday. He couldn't do any more. He was looking for support as well. I think only him and Bellingham were the only two that had a good game on Friday. Apart from that, the rest of them, you know, Pope was okay. I mean, some people said Pope looked a bit shaky, but that may be because he had a shaky defence in front of him, you know. And Kyle Walker, well, I said this the other week, John, and somebody said to me, please, you know, don't diss Kyle Walker because he's a good player. And this was a City fan. But I'm not being funny. He got ripped apart by ASM at St James's. And on Friday, he just walked away and let Raspadori in to score. There's no chance Pope had with that goal. No. So, you know, and he's supposed to be an international player, and they're playing him at a centre-half. I'm sorry, Kyle Walker's not good enough. That should be his last game now. Off he goes. But then when you look, John, we played the FA's England's Player of the Year, who was Bukayo Saka, was played in out of position at left back, you know. So that's Southgate putting a square peg in a round hole again. And then what happens when Raspadori scores? Oh, Saka comes off and on comes Luke Shaw. What's all that about? You know, it's just, you know, Grealish came on. He sort of helped a bit and got things going. But after that, we just didn't look like scoring. We ain't scored a goal from open play for 450 minutes. Now, that's shocking for an international team. Let that sink in. From open play. That's not from a penalty because that's a set play, not from a free kick. Again, that's a set play. From open play, we have not scored for 450 minutes. Now, surely that's got to be addressed somewhere along the line, because the way we are going, we are sleepwalking into this World Cup. And might laugh at me now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't beat Iran in that first game. And if we don't beat Iran, he's under pressure straight away.
Tony, we're not going to make it the group stage, mate. We're not going to get out the group stage. We're not. Let's be real. Because at the end of the day, right, all the other teams are prepared and they got a game plan and they stick to the game plan, yeah? For us, right, it's all about picking the best players. I'm sure the FA, in my opinion, right, must have told Southgate who to pick, right? And for me, he can't get a tune out of this team at all whatsoever. In my opinion, I think the players are playing the handbrake on. They don't know what to do. For the clubs, right? For their own clubs, they play open attacking football. Right? Under Southgate, they haven't got a clue, in my opinion. Yeah, yes, I know we should have won the Euros. We should have won that. We should have got to the finals back in 2018, right? I think Southgate bottled it for me. People say he's got credits in the bank, in my opinion, right? But I think he bottled it. He's tactical and net for me as well. He hasn't got a clue, man. That's just my opinion. I've got Tom Combs firing in. Thanks so much for the chat as well, people. And Del Boy, big up to Del Boy. What's the crack? What's the bleeding story, everybody? I hope he's on the deer. I love that guy. Big up to Leslie, afternoon to you, afternoon to Tom, afternoon to Mason, afternoon to Jag. Good to see you guys again. It's good to see you too, my guy. England, are you extremely difficult to watch? Southgate have got this team stuck in a rut. Boring. You are right, Alan. Surely managers just to pick the best team, not individuals. But to do that, kind of pick individuals who haven't even had game time. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. Big up to Tobias as well. I thought Bain was Defender of the Year into last season. Well, he was. I think that guy is brilliant. He's got a big move to UV as well from Torino. I will just go up. Wakey to Sefton. Big up to Lee. Big up to Aaron Hutzi. This much time go down the pan, and I hate the defensive attitude of Southgate. He has to go. I tell you what, Aaron, in my opinion, he should go. He should go. There we go. Grace, Steve Bruce for England.
Doubt it very much.
Bloody hell, can you imagine?
I tell you what, I was just watching my second national team, Italy. You know what I mean? But talking about that, Italy didn't get out of the first gear. To be fair, do you know what I mean? Look, I mean, they've got some talented players like Raspadori, Donnarumma still there, Bonucci's still playing as well, right? And it's good to see Emerson as well come on and get some minutes as well. So yeah, it's just great. So, but chatting about England, Southgate pots it with players. He picks the so-called star players. Walker's terrible. Maguire is dreadful. My God, 80 million cost Maguire, by the way, and Tomori cost 26 million quid to go to Milan. Big up to Sam as well. Potter would have been a great option for England. Yeah, but he's not Chelsea. Any Steve Bruce, not for me. Fiona Bruce would have been better served, but there you go. I'd rather Bruce for England than how me personally. I'd rather take Sean Dyche. I'd rather take Sam Allardyce back rather than that the one we got at the club in a minute. I'm sorry, but I can't lie. But Grace, see, there's some formation players, right? I mean, the back three. Do you think he should change it to a back four now? Because does he need to change it up? Right? He is trying to change it up, yeah, I get that. But for me, coming to this Germany game, do you think he should play with a back four and play Tomori at a back?
I think you should just have a back three, and you might have a different game. The back three that he's got in, I don't know. They're just not, I don't know, just something just doesn't work. Doesn't work with them. I don't know, because I think as well, like, the middle as well wasn't, just everything about that game on Friday, it just didn't work. There was no, like, driving, like, there wasn't a lot of driving forward. It just wasn't, like, it just lacked quality. So I think he's going to have to spruce up his tactics somewhere. And maybe a back four, I don't know. We need to, like, do something.
Yeah, see what you mean now. I mean, for me, he needs to change it up, sort of thing. Tony, according to the Telegraph, Matt Law, the football news correspondent, has come out and he said that the FA has backed Southgate following England's disappointing Nation Leagues results and reassured the 52-year-old off position is safe. So according to Matt Law, his position is safe. I mean, I don't know what people in the chat think of it. Tony, what's your think of it, mate?
I can't. Well, if the FA have come out and said he's safe, then to me that sounds like the vote of confidence basically thing is you're on your way out, basically. I think, to be honest with you, I think the FA should look at this. I mean, if we get hammered off Germany tomorrow, I think he should just go there and then. You know, he went over to the fans to clap his hands on Friday and he got a whole load of boos. Now, after the game, he was asked about that and they said, well, what about when you went to the fans and they booed you? And he said, well, yeah, he says, well, I wasn't happy with our performance today, so they're probably not happy. And I thought, no, get it right. They're not happy with you, Gareth, not the players. It's you they're not happy with. So he needs, but the thing is, if we get rid of him, there's two managers out there we could bring straight into the England team that wouldn't cost them any compensation, because there is no way England are going to get Graham Potter now, I'm afraid. So, because they're going to have to pay Chelsea a hefty compensation. But plus, Chelsea won't let him go easily because they've only just taken him on. So they ain't going to just shell out a couple lot of money, like 16 million for Potter, for then England to come along and say, well, we want Potter. Chelsea will probably say, well, if you want him, you pay double and you pay 32 million compensation, you can have him. But I can't see England doing that. So there's two managers out there. They're both Argentinian. Whether we want an Argentinian in charge, that's the next part of it. There's either Pochettino or Bielsa. At least with Bielsa, yeah, he's defending shit, but at the end of the day, his attacking is second to none. He plays attacking football. Southgate is too much plays pedestrian. And when you see your captain of the team trying everything to try and get a goal, and he's getting frustrated, surely Southgate should be seeing this. I mean, he had that shot in I think the first half came from outside the box where it went wide. He picked it up and ran because he's just trying to get the goal to help the team. But, like I say, there was only him and Bellingham and probably Pope who were the three good players in that team. The rest of them were just woeful. Grealish came on, like I say, and done that bit of cameo. And Grealish can win you free kicks. That's a good thing with Grealish. But other than that, there was nothing there. And I just don't get it. I think he needs to go to maybe a 4-4-2, something like that. You can't play football like this again. No disrespect to Iran, but really, teams like that, we should be going out there and beating them. Now, if we don't beat them in the World Cup, there's trouble. There's got to be. Because if you go back to 2016 in the Euros, when we played Iceland in that second round, that was dreadful. We lost that. And then Roy Hodgson hung his... He just sort of said, look, I'm going now. I've resigned, At least admitted to saying, I've done enough now. I can't do any more. I'm going. And then obviously we had Allardyce and then we had Southgate in. But Southgate could have done a lot more on Friday because, like you say, Italy didn't get out of first gear. They looked there for the taking, if I'm honest, Italy. I'm surprised even Mancini's still in the job there, considering they didn't qualify for the World Cup. So Italy, if you look at them, they should have been there for the taking. We should have scored against them easily. But the problem is we didn't have that creativity to do it. If we want to win the World Cup, we need that creativity. We need a good team. We need a strong team. We need to play attacking football. Because the thing is, John, England could win the World Cup this year, but unfortunately, it'll be the team that's going to Australia next month that'll win it, the cricket team, not the football team.
Exactly. I totally agree. Even Australian national team in football probably beat us anyway because they got heart, they got passion, they got desire. What do we have? We got the skill, but you just don't play with the handbrakes on as well. Totally, you're absolutely right, mate. You know what I mean? We need to sort something out very quickly.
Well, Australia have beat us before, John. Do you remember? About 10 years ago when we got beat off them 1-0 at Wembley. Yeah. That was embarrassing.
Wasn't it just absolutely shocking? Absolutely shocking. And I tell you what, you touched on Mancini as well. He's saying they should have gone after didn't qualify for the World Cup. He's got credits in the bank because he won them the Euros as well. But not only that, there's not any outstanding Italian coaches back in Italy. He's going to take his place. There's just no one out there in a minute. Yeah, Conte wouldn't do it anyway. He's done it before. He wouldn't do it. So that's why Mancini is still there.
John,
and go on.
Yeah, people are. I've heard some people saying, people need to lay off Southgate, and some England fans saying lay off Southgate and give him the chance. Sorry.
Yeah.
You look back to 2018 when we lost that semi-final against Croatia. Now, we went ahead after about 5 minutes through Kieran Trippier's free kick. In that first half, we had chances upon chances to put that game to bed. We could have been 2 or 3 up in that first half, and that would have probably sealed us a final berth against France in the final. But we didn't put them chances away in the second half. What did we do? We sat back. We invited Croatia, and then they got the equaliser. And then in extra time, I think it was Perisic, or was it Mandzukic in extra time? I can't remember which way it was now, but I know one of them scored the extra time winner. And England went out the World Cup. But, and some people are saying, we'll get comparisons because, France got the Euro final and lost that, but they won the World Cup in the World Cup after that. But but how's England? England's not going to do that. Sorry, I know we've lost the Euros final, but there's no way we're going to go and win that World Cup. Can we beat the likes of Brazil? Can we beat Uruguay? Can we beat Belgium? Not a chance. Can we beat France? I don't think so. So at the end of the day, something's got to give. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me tomorrow night, John, that the team go out there and put on one hell of a performance tomorrow night and see us snatch that a 2-1 win against Germany. It wouldn't surprise me, John. All that to keep Southgate in the job. It just wouldn't surprise me.
I agree. I have to absolutely agree. They probably turn it on to shut us up, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Saying, we could do this. We're going to go in there. We're going to win the game going into the World Cup. We don't want to lose, have an L going into the World Cup against Iran. So, Tony, you're right. I mean, All eyes will be on that one tomorrow. I may do a watch on that game tomorrow. Don't know yet. We'll see. Sam, big up to Sam Manford, by the way. You can pick players that don't even play for their own clubs. It doesn't make sense. I agree. The bloke should be gone. Big up to, it's a couple of things. No, should not have been in the final. No penalty to England in that game against Denmark. And then maybe the game's going to penalties. Then it's 50-50. He's going to the final. That's in Stefan. He also added, but for sure, England's the best team against Denmark, but still no pen. The man in VAR was sleeping. I'm 100% sure of that one. That's Stefan's opinion. We should go for Domenico Tedesco. I think the younger manager for change. He just got sacked from Leipzig as well. And he also got sacked by Schalke as well. For me, I think he's a little bit defensive for me. Far room, sleeping or getting fish and chips, that's for sure. Stefan, you're on form, mate. I have you on my pad now. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you like our new colours and our website. We're going to check it out later on, mate. So definitely check it out in a bit. I remember when we came last on our group stage, the World Cup in 2014, when Costa Rica made it out of our group. It could happen again this year. Aaron, it could do, mate. Totally agree. Big up to Tad, by the way. Tad, give him a chance. He had 5 or 6 years, has he? He's out at the ACP. Yeah, I agree. Tad, please hit the subscribe button, mate, if this is your first time. I think it was Sterling failing to say in my eyes and say no penalty, but for sure, England's the best team in semi-finals against Denmark, but you cannot say that was a penalty. Okay, there, dude. What is the end game here of Southgate out? Don't be mourning if they come for how NFC should be priority. I totally agree, Alan. He not go to England. Honestly, you not trust us. Honestly, the way Southgate is playing, Sean Dyche is a better coach, Grace. What do you make of that? I take Dyche. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I watched another channel today, right, in the gym today, and one of them said, yeah, take Sam Allardyce over this absolute muppet. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Yeah, Gareth Southgate's come out and he said, right, in the same newspaper, The Telegraph, he's come out and he said that I think I'm the right person to take this team to the tournament, say Southgate. I think it's more stable that way, without a doubt. And he also added that, look, I think that's currently where we're at and we have to accept it. Wow. Fighting talk, eh? He's saying he's the best man for the job still, Grace.
Has he seen his performances? Because he's not. I just don't think he's getting he's just not getting the best out of that team. I think that we probably just have to see how he gets on against Germany and see from there. Because if they, like Tony said, if they come out and play against Germany and win and an outstanding performance and it's going to shut everyone down a little bit, isn't it? So I think just wait and see. I'm on the fence about them. I'm on the fence with it all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, I mean, I know people saying Southgate in, Southgate out. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion on. I mean, Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV said, hey, Southgate in. Right, that's his opinion. Cool. You know, we got to respect that. I mean, Southgate's come on and said to him that I'm the right man for the job. He's been a bit defiant there as well. And he also said that people is entitled to their opinions of booing as well. I mean, for me, sort of thing, I mean, he's such a predictable manager. That's number one. I think he's a yes man to the FA. I'm sure the FA also must have told him to pick this kind of players and that sort of thing, surely.
Yeah, it's, the guy shouldn't even be in charge, really. He should be gone, in my opinion. After we were in the summer, especially when we lost 4-0 to Hungary, he should have been gone, really. But they decided to stick with him. And further, this is what he had to say about when he was asked about the full-time booze on Friday night. He said, I understand the reaction at the end because that's the results we've had in this competition. It's an understandable, emotional reaction. Well, no, sorry, Gareth, get to grips with it. It's not an emotional reaction. It's a reaction that the team are bloody crap. Those fans have paid all that money for tickets and flights and hotels to go to Italy to be served with that load of rubbish in front of them. I think the whole England team should refund them, every one of them fans that went over, because they didn't deserve that. They did not deserve to see that. And if if he wants to be blamed like that, Gareth Southgate, and carry on, but you should be embarrassed. I mean, I know somebody said to me, well, it's only the Nations League. I don't know why you're worrying about being relegated. I says, don't know why I'm worrying. I says, well, I'll tell you why we're worried. I says, because it means in the future, because we're in Group B, when we go to the seedings for qualifiers, we'll end up with a Germany or a Belgium or someone like that because we're not the top seeds. I says, so that's why there's a problem with being relegated. I says, it comes with consequences. I says, and other tournaments until you get back into that top elite Group A. So I said, actually, there is a lot for that Nations League to play for. But to the day, we should not be going down that road of being relegated from that. We should never have been, no disrespect to Hungary, but we should have slaughtered them on both occasions, and we just couldn't do it. And, I just don't know why. And I mean, Hungary are rated 40th in the world, and they beat us 4-0, and we were rated 4th in the world. It's a huge gap there. And, but then again, Southgate just says, oh, well, it's just one of those things. But it's not one of those things because I think playing that Nations League straight after a season had finished as well, I don't think the players were interested. And they've had a tyrant season, so they're probably just thinking we can't be bothered to play any more games. And but it was a stupid decision to play them out. This is all because this World Cup happens to fall in the middle of the season. That's why. If the World Cup had been played in June, maybe it would have been better for the players. But it's been a poor Nations League campaign, and it'll have to be a new manager to get us back up out of whatever group we get put into in Group B, you see.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I'm going to have to agree. I'll just look at Gareth Southgate's record, right? I mean, I'm going to read this out for both of you guys, yeah? I'm going to say it, right? I mean, when he was at Middlesbrough, right, 2006 in June 2006 to 25th October 2009, he's played 151 games. He managed 151 games, right? 45 wins, 43 draws, 63 losses, yeah? 29.8%. 29.8% for the bowler. And he gets his job, right? England 21, 37 games, 27 wins, 5 draws and defeats, 73%. England, as a manager, 75 played, 46 wins, 16 draws, 13 defeats. Well, his record, right? His win record ratio, right, for England, 61.3%, right? The bowler is 29.8%. I mean, come on. I mean, what do you think of that one? England looks good. For the bowler, Tony, that's a shite. Shite.
That is, it's disgusting, isn't it?
And he gets his job. He gets his job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he went from like Middlesbrough, then he's under 21 manager for England, then obviously he got the caretaker job after Allardyce, but then obviously got kept on.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I will say is being in some ways better with Southgate than it has been with previous managers is he's actually bringing players in from the under-21s as well. So he's blending them into the national team. Whereas managers in the past, if you look at your Capello, who in my opinion was the worst one of the worst managers we've ever had, and I never liked the guy one bit. Maybe good in Italy and Serie A, but in national manager, he was out of his depth. But that man always used to pick your Gerrards, your Lampards, all the, he never brought youngsters in the team, where Southgate's brought youngsters but the thing is though, it's still not good enough, John, and it's that we have got talent in that squad without a doubt. There is a lot of good talented players there, but they need the right manager to give them the right motivation and give them the right direction, because at the moment Southgate's only giving them one direction, and that's back. It's not forward. There's no attacking play. And what's the point? I mean, Reece James, yes, okay, he's a good right back, but his deliveries from free kicks was absolutely diabolical on Friday. If Trippier had been on that pitch, they would have been a lot better than that. So again, I I'm not having to go to Reece James because it's not his fault, But, Trippier should have been on that pitch. Why wasn't he given the left-back berth? Why put Saka there? Why didn't he place Saka on the right as a right winger like he does for Arsenal? He's not a left-back. And then they're going to announce that he's been announced as Player of the Year. Well, yeah. Even he looked lost on the left-hand side. He couldn't do nothing about it.
I agree.
And Pope just looked as if he was like, well, what the hell have I got in front of me?
Exactly. He's been excellent, Nick Pope. I think he had a brilliant game the other night. I mean, making a couple of great saves. He had no chance of Asadori. I get that, but that's down to the defence. That's down to Carl Walker as well. But all eyes will be on the final 23 is going to make it to Qatar, and Kieran Trippier's name better be there. Let me tell you. Otherwise, there's going to be absolutely barren on social media. Let's be real. Let's go for the comments there. Southgate's fighting talk, Saki, little yappy poodle. Yeah, sums it, Tom. Part-time job and 6 million a year. Mandy's arresting for fraud. Absolutely. 29th November, the Swells get beat. He's gone right at dude. Sefton, you will be mate. Maguire has the record being relegated 5 times. Serena Weidman to replace the tune here at Southgate. I tell you what, I'll take her as well as England's manager. Because I tell you something, they better listen to her, by the way. Otherwise, she just drop them big time. Does anyone else feel that an England player that shows either the slightest sort of creativity or invention just gets benched? It's so weird, Grace. What's your take on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know why he chooses who he chooses. Like on Friday, there was just no, playing Saka out of position, no creativity. Like, to be fair, I do not know what that man, what he was thinking. I really don't.
Look, you're right. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. You know what? I mean, for me, there's got some cracking players there. I mean, I tell you what, Grealish better start tomorrow on television. Otherwise, who you got to create? And he sounds perfect for the England FA. That's from Ted. I will never forget VAR room full of offish and chips. Stefan's on about VAR, mate. Bless him. We should go for Stevie Cooper, but in my opinion, he's a target for Wales. Didn't know that. Isn't Southgate third best win record in history in England? But if that's true, you better show better than that, by the way. I want to see creativity. Simple as that. We have Brexit. So Brexit football is bound to happen with England. Aston Tad. He's a massive fraud who had to get the ball out. The win percentage for England is good because of beating Albanians, San Marinos, Luxembourg to the world. Exactly. Where's the record? Says Holland, France, Brazil, Argentina, right? Because I tell you what, those 4 names I mentioned has got a better chance of winning the World Cup than England, by the way. Real talk. Unfortunately, the FA likes to do yes men. I would love someone to come in and take a nice shot and be ruthless. Is that ever going to happen, Tony?
No, because the best manager England never had was Brian Clough. And do you know why they didn't get Brian Clough? Because he wasn't a yes man for the FA. And he spoke as he saw things. And we all know how good a manager Brian Clough was. And no matter how much, this guy was like Marmite. I liked him or you hated him. But this guy managed. And if he'd ever been given the England job, I wouldn't have put it past England to have won a Euros or a World Cup or anything under him. But he was never given that opportunity because he wouldn't bow down to what the FA wanted. And that's why he never, ever got the job. Me and you are old enough to remember Brian Clough, John.
Yeah.
And he was a tremendous manager, wasn't he? He won Forest the European Cup twice. So, but I think, you look back last year and we beat Germany in the Euros 2-0. One, I think because we were at Wembley, we're up for it. And 2, Germany weren't the team then, back then, because I think they were starting to lose a bit under Joachim Löw. And he was on his way out, wasn't he? Because he was finishing after the Euros. So it was a bit of a, so even though Germany did play okay, but we just were better than them that day. We all remember Thomas Muller after Sterling gave the ball away, missed an absolute sitter, and I still look at that and think, how the hell have you missed that? Thank God he did, because that would have been 1-1, and then that might have been a different game.
Exactly.
But as I said, we just who do we get next as manager? And I just think it's got to be either Pochettino or Bielsa if we'll accept an Argentinian in charge. But if but then if you remember, John, in the 88 Euros, Bobby Robson had a torrid time. We went out in the group stage. We were beaten by Holland, Van Basten. You know that, and and Robson was on the verge of maybe going to be sacked after that. Then they kept him on, and for the Italia 90 World Cup, because he got with there, they kept him on for that, and he got to the semi-finals. We were unlucky to lose on penalties to the Germans. Had Waddle and PS had their shooting boots on that day, we might well have beat the Germans. In rugby, Waddle would have scored a penalty from over the bar there, but that's rugby and not football. I don't know how far he was trying to kick that, but if we'd beat them, we would have hammered Argentina in that final, because the England players wanted revenge for '86 and revenge over Maradona as well. So, and then Robson, I think, left after that, didn't he? But we had like I say, we had a torrid time with tournaments, with penalties. We've won one under Southgate and against Colombia, penalty shootout, and we lost the one against Italy. Disappointing. And going back quickly to Steve Cooper, he has managed England under 17s, because when Freddie Woodman played under him, they won the World Cup that year. They beat Venezuela in the final, I believe. So so 5 years ago he won the World Cup for England, but that's under 17s World Cup. It's totally different to what it is now.
Yeah, 110% there, mate. 110%, and it is. I mean, if Brian Clough was young Brian Clough now, I tell you what, they still wouldn't take Brian Clough on anyway. And you're right. I mean, Bobby Robson. I mean, there's no one creditable to replace him anyway. He got to the semi-final, and they got us there. So penalties again. So listen, nearly men. We're going to be the nearly men, and let's hope we go one step further with the right manager. And that manager's not Southgate. Bellingham was class the other. You'd hate to say it, but I thought Maguire had a confident game. Potter for the job, mate. He's just joined Chelsea, so he'll not be going anywhere soon, mate. So good try though. Big up to Ryan, Arsenal fan. I know you sold on Gareth from day one. How can you get the England job and not had a job prior since 2009 at the Borough in the Championship, mate? He's got like 28.9% win rate, and he got this job. Rocks it up, by the way. By the way, 50 people watching live on the show. Thank you very much indeed. Do slap the likes on it, please. That'd be amazing. If you put the likes on, that will be fantastic. And my channel, which is going places as well. Please also follow Tony at Tony2031 and the lovely G_Thompson X as well. So there's links in the description there. I think we'll turn this on reverse, going all out, beating the German Samanit. I agree. Big up the poll, by the way. Am I right saying that Jones has been left out of the staff? England haven't scored a goal in open play. Speaks volumes about Southgate. You know what it is, right? I mean, that is worrying. We haven't scored in 5 games, right, Grace? And that is very worrying. Look at the players we've got. Harry Kane, Saka, right? I mean, when he plays Abraham, Sterling, right? Where's the good creativity? We have not got a creativity. We haven't got the De Bruyne's, yeah? The English De Bruyne's. You know what I mean? We haven't got the English Bruno, yeah? Where are they?
Not in that squad, John. That's where they are. I just think that they're just like, I don't know what it is. It just lack from what I've seen the second half of the England game, Harry Kane was trying, but it was just no end. There was just no end quality. Whereas, him, Saka, all them players are just knocking them in for fun for their club. So what's happening when they get into the England training ground? What's going on?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's just so tough, isn't it? Really tough. You haven't got enough creativity in England. There is plenty of creativity, but he just doesn't want to choose them. That's the thing. He picks his favourites, and that is it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're lacking. They spend all that money, Tony, right? Spend a lot of money in the Premier League, right? and they still haven't got a creativity. So just unlock the doors like a Gasser type player. Yeah, maybe it's a Grealish. Yeah, these type of players. Do you know what I mean? Could someone tell us where are they? Because I cannot find this.
Well, John, we've got the players,
Mm-hmm.
but we just ain't got a manager who's. We just ain't got the manager who can get these players to perform. You know, we've got plenty of talent out there. You know, Mason Mount hasn't had the best of time in an England shirt lately, so you know. But Grealish, he just seems to get a substitute's appearances. But he does do well when he comes on. To be honest, John, you know, as I've said, the talent's there, but it's utilising that talent. You know, there's talent in the 21 squad. You know, bring some of them through, like Southgate's been doing. You know, if this talent all come to fruition and played well as a team, but we're playing under a more I would say a more confident manager, then we would be further than we are. I mean, you look at Belgium, they're number one in the world, but they ain't won nothing, John. You know, they seem to be they're like the Nelly men as well. They seem to get so far. I mean, in the Euros last year, I think they got the quarterfinals and got knocked out by Spain. Spain or Italy, I can't remember which one it was now. And then the World Cup, they got the semi-finals, lost to France. You know, Belgium always seem to be there, but they never seem to go that one step further. But still, they've got some terrific players in their team. And that's what England need to do. We need to model on them sort of things. I'll just share the Nations League table in a moment, John.
Yeah, sure.
And to be honest, John, this is just, well, this is worrying really when you look at it.
I know. I'll read this comment where you find the suit. Big up to DW, Arsenal fan. Hi to you, mate. Hope you're okay. Court father, hi to you as well, mate. A big up shout for Jack as well. You can tolerate dull footy, but if you win, but snooze gates can't even manage that. Correct. Hi, hope you well. Again, AW for the goal. I like to think you do well. That's my opinion. For me, personally, it's a no, but opinions are great. Big up to I like coffee. Always in the cut. That guy is brilliant, man. Loves to laugh as well. Why did Clough here last 44 days at Leeds? I love his down-to-earth attitude. Probably didn't get on with the board. Is that right, Tony?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think it was before I was born, I think.
Where did Yoda go, Tony?
He's still there in the corner.
Is he?
Still in the corner there.
Big up, my guy. Big up. Give Holloway the England job, Grace. Do you think that? Ian Holloway?
I don't even know who he is. Who's he managed?
Who's he managed now?
Who's he managed?
He managed Bristol Rovers, Plymouth, Leicester, Blackpool, Crystal Palace as well.
Oh.
So for me, I say he has to manage a couple, yes. So me, that'd be a no for me, Tad. But good guess though. Brick background. It's at Old Trafford. No, it's not. Oh, Trafford. I tell you what, even Grace believes this. Grace, I'm not a red. And you know that, don't you?
She's on the fence for that one.
Oh. She damn bloody red. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing the Reds today. Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw. Not from there. Go for this before you get Tony's first picture up. We would have lost against Argentina 1990 as well. And 98, we had a chance to avenge and lost that. Tobias, we beat him in 2002, mate. He failed to change things when Croatia winger started dominating, and he didn't do anything to stop Italy taking full control of the game in the final. That's in Jack. And I'll get this one up as well. Tyson Fury would be a good manager. They need a shake. I tell you what, if you don't obey his order, that's inaccurate.
Yeah.
He knock your ears off. There you go. Listen, I'm going to pick this up for Tony. Thanks so much indeed. And Tony's showing us the league. If you look at the league table of the Nations League, look where we are. Even Scotland fans are laughing at us.
I mean, bottom there, 5 games, no wins, 2 draws, 3 losses, goals scored 1, and that was the Harry Kane penalty against Germany. 7 conceded, a goal difference of -6, 2 points, you know, and then Germany are there. And, you know, you look and you see Hungary out from 10 points, 1 defeat, you know, and they've got a game. It's the winner takes all between them and Italy on Monday. So, you know, but you look at that and you just think, why on earth have we struggled? You know, it's just beggars belief. There's 3 losses and 2 draws in there, you see, but the last 5 games. So we're not going into the game with confidence. We're going into the game low on confidence.
We are.
You know, Germany's had 3 draws there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just we're not the only country that's struggling as well, John. I'll just pan up a minute and then
France.
You see, so we go, France. They could be close to relegation as well. I don't know who they've got next game, but whoever they've got, they lose that game and see Austria win. France are relegated. So France could drop out of Group A, out of League A as well. You know, they ain't going to get through to the finals, but yeah, they could lose that. They could lose our because you got Croatia, Denmark. It's between them 2 to see who goes through to the semi-finals, Nations League finals. But then, like I say, France could drop out of that.
I could totally agree. Could you imagine the French? I don't think they're that bothered, to be fair, because they've got a good team there. I mean, the French have lost their way a little bit, but one thing I'm going to say, they've got great individual players there. Benzema playing his best football of his career. Absolutely brilliant. Pogba, we see the real Pogba now. He's outstanding. Yeah. Griezmann, I think that guy is still class. Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest about it. Yeah, they still got fantastic players. Varane's playing better now, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? So I will say that. And
then, I mean, today Wales have got to beat Poland to stay up, to not get relegated. But then you look at League B, there's Scotland. 4 wins, 1 defeat, 12 points, 11 goals scored, 5 against, goal difference of +6. You know, they've scored more goals than us. Yeah, okay, they're playing Ukraine, Ireland, and Armenia.
Yeah.
But still, and like I said to you the night, John, Ryan Fraser, when we were talking backstage, when he came on, he assisted 2 goals for Lyndon Dykes, you know, from corners. Why aren't we seeing this at Newcastle from Ryan Fraser? Why is it he turns up for Scotland, but he doesn't turn up for us? You know, it's just absolutely shocking, John. It really is.
I think Ryan Fraser is close to being called a fraud. I don't want to call him it, but at the end of the day, he seems to be putting Scotland first. Then Newcastle. It's like Michael Owen too. He puts his country first, then Newcastle second. Do you know what I mean? Crazy, man, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. And I tell you what, if he plays next Saturday, all eyes will be on him because he needs to perform like he does for Scotland. Otherwise, there'll be questions off this guy. Do you know what I mean? I've backed him. I try and back him. But at the end of the day, right, he needs to show very, very quickly. Otherwise, there'll be questions. His attitude ain't right for Newcastle.
The attitude is wrong, John. That's totally wrong. And it needs to be addressed because if not, he needs gone in January, I'm afraid, along with Murphy. Get rid of the 2 of them.
Correct. Do you agree with that, Grace?
Yeah.
Right, Fraser.
I just think that, like, you're getting paid however much for your team. You are getting paid like a hefty amount, and then you just don't show up, but you can show up for your country for free. You know, like you're getting paid a big money.
Yeah,
come with the performance.
Exactly, I totally agree. And he just don't want to do it. I mean, to be fair, I don't think Fraser want to be at Newcastle because of Eddie Howe, the way Eddie Howe's threatening Bournemouth sort of thing. But Eddie Howe has to persevere with him. But I'll tell you what, that's been noted. That has been noted, I'm telling you. Not playing mad or James is criminal. I agree with Tad. Well, Jones is an attacking coach, mate. Without him, we would have scored. To me, that's proof of that help. Gareth is a terrible defensive manager. Correct. Facts, Paul. Facts. They've been at Spurs training ground a year. Surely Conte gives Southgate a bit of advice. I tell you what, I take Conte all day long as England manager. And I tell you what, he will not put over the performance like we're seeing under Southgate. I'm telling you, Kane's so selfish. Yeah, he is, Ashley. I'm not going to lie. Drop Kane and Sterling. That's some Duncan. Duncan disorderly, eh? I thought it was Duncan Ferguson for the minute then. I was going to say, Duncan, call me sure, mate. I thought, go on. Go on, Tony.
Nah, I don't agree with that one. Drop Kane and, well, I would drop maybe Sterling because he's not really cutting it. But Kane, yeah, he's selfish at times, but he's looking around at the team and thinking, who's going to help, who's supporting me? So he's got no choice but to try and score. But, you know, he's got 50 goals for us, you know, and that's what you got to look at. He scored 50 goals for England. Yeah. He'll break Rooney's record and become the top scorer. You know, the guy's a natural finisher. And at the end of the day, you give him the service, he'll put the ball away every time. But we're just not giving him the service. And I think that's where he's getting frustrated. But, you know, you can't just drop a striker who scored 50 goals. Who are you going to replace him with? Yeah, it's okay saying, we'll stick Tony in there and we'll stick Tammy Abraham in.
Yeah.
But, you know, they might freeze, you don't know.
Exactly. This is the thing. I mean, Tammy Abraham, I mean, he's rocking it up and so it out. Like I said, I mean, he's not Harry Kane or know that, but he's a different type of player. But at the end of the day, Jose Mourinho is turning him into a quality striker. And I think he needs to be given a goal because at the end of the day, right, I still like Tammy Abraham. I think he'll do bits. I really, really think he will. If he gets a service, it's in the back of the net. But Chelsea's got first refusal on this guy as well. But I think, I was Tammy Abraham, I stay in Italy for the next couple more seasons, pal. I think you're made there. And Roman fans love you. I know that's a fact. I thought Belgium was already playing the pitch. That was Maskin. I know what you mean. Making runs and trying to make things happen. That's from Paul and Paul. Also, who picks the right winger in Saka and plays the left wing back? Gareth and clueless and showing his true self now. Do you know what it is? It's Saka our point. He plays our positions, right? You know, he cannot play a right back into a left back. He cannot play a right side midfielder into a left wing back. This guy, honestly, is absolutely clueless. He really, really is. You know what I mean? What next? Harry Kane playing a left back. Crazy.
That's what I said earlier, John. What?
He did.
You're playing square pegs and round holes. You can't do
it. No, you cannot. You cannot, Tony, because at the end of the day, he's absolutely useless. I'm sorry, but, you know, he's got to go. Definitely good to see Pope gets the start, deserves it, and couldn't do anything about the goal. I agree there, Jack. Totally agree. Saka left wing back. What is Southgate thinking? Don't forget to hit the likes. Thank you so much indeed, my guy. Thank you so much indeed. I think we're Potter go to Chelsea now. I think we need to go down an Englishman route for the next manager. Look how we went. FA went out and got the best women's manager in the under year. We win at the Euros. That is Weidman as well. That is a great shout. Can you honestly see someone like Emma Hayes or someone like a last manager in England, this England side? I doubt it, Nicholas.
I don't think so. I'd absolutely love it though. After seeing what happened with the women's Euros, I'd love to see it, but I don't think we're not there yet. With women's football, it's just suddenly becoming massive from the Euros and more people are watching women's football. I don't think we're there to have a woman managing a men's team, especially like a national team.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. Saka gets the best England player award for the right winger. So he moves into left wing back. Honestly, it's like he's trying to get the sack. It could well be, Paul. He could be trying to get the sack. He wants his payoff because he's under contract till 2026, apparently. God of Murphy. Grace, be the next England manager, will you please? I think you do a brilliant job there.
I don't think so.
I'll be your number two.
No, thanks. You and Tony can do it, and I'll just rock off.
Hey, and then you have a go at us if you don't do the job, eh?
I know. I just like be a fly on the wall when you and Tony are dressing down the players.
I know. I tell you what, there'd be dressing room fights as well. By the way, let's be real. And I'll let Adam Pearson do that as well. He's going to be a boxer soon. And Paul, I'm not really above that Nation League's relegation because it's a pointless tournament. The problem is who are we playing in the weeks away from the World Cup? But we score and train as Rice says it's okay. Wow. That's Declan Rice.
Well, he was poor the other night, John. He was absolutely diabolical, Declan Rice.
And everyone's picking this guy up, though. £125 million player. Really? I doubt it.
I was going to say, Phil Foden, I think he was shocking on Friday. Absolutely shocking. I thought he was so overrated.
And Phil Foden, listen, I think Phil Foden, I think he's trying to make things happen, but he wasn't that great. I can't lie. He wasn't that great, to be honest. I'll give you grace, but he'll get better and better, that kid. I'm telling you, he's only the creative spark we got in that team. And that is the thing, you know? But he needs to give him games. He needs to be getting more and more games, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's no good for Phil Foden being a bit part player. He's got to play all the time for me. He's a creative spark. I'm so desperate for live footy. That's why I'm watching Andorra against Latvia. I think I have a problem. You're going to enjoy it, man. Paul, I've got to I said that. Please tell me how I don't know. I have no idea. Bless him. Very telling how quite mainstream media is about Mr. Mediocre. Yeah. I can't believe Scotland on top because they're playing well. They aren't going to call for a sack at this point. It will have to be after the World Cup. And I've got, look, like Chris Wood will be missing for the Fulham game, so potentially no fit strikers available. Wonder if you can borrow a mid-roll for the match to give us a hand. That'd be great, wouldn't it, Christopher? That'd be absolutely amazing if you lend us out, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. My dogs are the old boys in Southgate. Listen, hit the subscribe button, man. You're funny, man. That'd be brilliant. Fox is in the cup, by the way. Hi to Stephen, by the way. Hope you're okay, my guy. Big up to Paul. We knew what Kane was all about and what he can do, regardless. He's playing in the World Cup. Should have gave Tony the chance to see what he can do and the others for that matter. And got Mason to all Chris Smalling or Smaldini. That's what I'm going to call him, Smaldini, because he is that good. I know a lot of people saying that he's bang average. Go and watch Serie A. Look at watch his performances, Tony. Right, that guy. I think he'd do a better job than Maguire right now on form.
Yeah, because he had that steel part in Man United, and then he's obviously moved over to Italy, and he's doing really well. I don't know how old he is now, Chris Smalling. I think he's
33, I think he is. He might be 32, 33.
So yeah, maybe that ship sailed now for him, unfortunately. But it's, but then again, you can't knock the guy if he's doing well. Pick him. He's on form. If he's on form, pick him. I'm just going to bring up John on screen the current England squad that we've got for these last two games. Well, now the last game it'll be now.
Sure. By the way, Chris is 33. By the way,
he is
33 in November.
Yeah. So there's the England team, okay? So the goalkeepers basically have picked ourselves. Now, so you look at this. So let's just look at the attacking options he's got there. So you've got Tammy Abraham, Jared Bourne, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Saka, Raheem Sterling, Ivan Toney. So out of them, why didn't Jared Bourne come on? Why didn't Jared Bourne even start? Give him a chance, get him some game time. Ivan Toney shouldn't have even been left out of that match day squad. He should have been in there. Maybe he's going to play tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see him get a chance. But then you look at the midfield. So we've got Jude Bellingham, Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice, and James Ward-Prowse. Calvin Phillips, I believe, has got an injury, but he's not played for City this season yet. James Ward-Prowse, I would rather have had him in the team ahead of Declan Rice. He can take a free kick and he can cross the ball.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham had a great game the other night. Mason Mount, the jury's still out on him, unfortunately, because, he's just not played well for the last few games now, has he, for England? Then you look at the back, right? So if you want to play a back three, we would have been better off playing Tomori.
Yeah.
Say Mark Way and maybe Connor Cody, because John Stones was suspended on Friday anyway, so he couldn't play.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
But if he was going to play that back three, maybe Tomori, Mark Way, and Connor Cody.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Tony, I never see Tomori playing in the back three. He's playing the back two in Milan, but I've never seen him in the back three. So whether he can cover the back three, I don't know. But go on.
Well, this is Southgate we're talking about, isn't it? But if
Yeah.
you was to have a back four, if it was a back four, I would say probably the best back four that you could probably put out there, say tomorrow night,
Yeah.
you would have Trippier right back. Then you'd have a centre-half pairing. I would try Tomori and Mark Way together.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the left-hand side, I would put Ben Chilwell there because Chilwell's quite an attacking left-back anyway.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I think that would be a good back four to have tomorrow. And then I'll maybe start with Ward-Prowse tomorrow, Jude Bellingham, and maybe put Mason Mount in there as well in your three, you know?
Yeah.
And then up front, have your three of maybe Saka,
Yeah.
Kane,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say Jack Grealish on the left.
Oh, by the way, Tony, I think he's banned, mate. I don't think he's playing. He's banned.
Oh, yes, that's right. He picked up that yellow, didn't he? So, yes.
Yellow card, didn't he?
So, okay, then. So, let's maybe play Ivan Toney there then. Or, you know, and just mix and match a bit and just, you know, and see how we do. That's all we can do, isn't it?
We've got to give it a go, mate. We've got to give it a try because at the end of the day, right? I mean, you know, you've got to try something different before we go to the World Cup. Try something different. You never know. I mean, he could play, like I said, tomorrow. He could be playing outstanding against the Germans. He could be making wonderful tackles against Germans. You know what I mean? Tony, he might score a hat trick against Germans, and everyone's going to bring him and say, he's got to go to the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But
you've got to give these players a chance. Do you know what I mean? It's no good bringing a player in that's playing on form, and then saying, "All right, okay, we're not going to give him a chance, give him an opportunity." Yeah. Like I've just said, he's 7 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. If he don't get a chance tomorrow, that's criminal in my eyes. I'm sorry, you know. 100%. He's got to be given the chance because not only that, he can take a free kick as well. Ivan Toney, we've seen it.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen it as well against Leeds. Was it against Leeds? I think it was against Leeds.
Yes,
yeah, it was against Leeds. I forgot then. Brilliant formation. Thanks, man. Chris Morrison plays Maguire. Clive last 44 days at Leeds because he's critical of the Leeds style of play and previous manager Darren Revie with offhand. He told Leeds players the honour they won with Revie should be thrown in the bin. And that's what Brian Clough said. And that's the first I've heard of it. With 5 just comes as well. And I think Tony was let appear for good optics and nothing else. Tomorrow, he should be starting. The players were loyal to Revie and wouldn't play for Clough. That's some foxy. Some of the goals on the Sign Men charity games are awesome. I didn't know that yet, but check up on that one. Emma here is a top lass. She is. Cheers, Foxy, for the classifieds there. One of the goals was Bruno's goal against Leicester. That's when I got coffee. Southgate said after the game that we're making progress. Well, I suppose losing 1-0 against Italy is better than losing 4-0 at home to Hungary. What is this guy on about? Get him out. Get him out of the World Cup. Big up to Ken, by the way. Hi, John and gang. Let's just all agree the man is just a total, you know what, relegated Middlesbrough, made them more unwatchable, now done for England. Correct. The attacking options England have is unbelievable. Putting balls in the back of the net is one thing. England shouldn't have a problem with. Bring Wenger in. He's the man for the job. I don't think he'll come back into football. I would actually watch England if Grace was the manager. Justin.
No, there's no. No.
Not for you?
No.
Bless you. Dr. Request, hit the subscribe button, my guy. That'll be your first time. International friends are a time to try new tactics and strategies. Everybody does it exactly. Fulton needs to play an extra man in mid at the park because top teams will continue to dominate the midfield. Otherwise, I think Gav tries to play Rice, some kind of deep line defensive playmaker, when he's not that guy. He is not. And Steve's talking to Dr. Douglas. Spot on with that one. Nation League is not a pointless tournament. We lost a shite load of FIFA ranking points and other nations gained FIFA ranking points. Affects the seedings and future tournaments. No more easy draws. And time for Southgate to go. The players we have are going to be wasted at Southgate. Looks like Murphy will be our strike against Fuller. I tell you what, if he plays up front, I'm switching off. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Beautiful Grace. Court lace. I'll watch later. Fully and smash it in the tune. Walker's okay at the back. He has the pace, but he never used it to get down the wing and overlaps. He stops dead and passes to the side and back. With his pace, he has to be doing more. I would definitely pick Smiley in the quarter. The two interviews doing the short and neat and South State. I'll go 8 p.m. That should be a good show. watched that one as well. Paul's a great guy, love him to bits. Chris was injury, we know that. Doesn't matter who's England manager is, the players are not world-class caliber. Another player has to be Wolford, the season's bone. I expect him to crack on and do good things. Again, that's an Aaron. Everyone would pick Smalling. Like every other informed players who left the home from bench starters, it's actually a disgrace, in my opinion. Tony, who do you think is world-class in England team? I mean, obviously Harry Kane.
Well, yeah, obviously Harry Kane is world-class. And then Bellingham looks as if he's going to be a great player. You know, kid's only 19-year-old, don't forget as well. He's a long way before he hits his peak. And this guy, you know, Bellingham's doing it in the German league for Dortmund. He's, you know, there's rumours that he could be going to Madrid next summer for 120 million. Because apparently Liverpool wanted him next summer, but apparently Madrid have said he's coming here. So I can't see him going to Liverpool. I mean, when you think, though, Dortmund only paid 30 million to Birmingham for him as a 16-year-old. You know, other clubs wanted him, like Arsenal and that, and he picked Dortmund. So, yeah, apart from that, I can't really say where else we've got world-class players. You know, and as much as I hate to say this, and I mean, probably a lot of people, but I'm only going on with what you see. But you can see why, in some ways, Southgate picks Pickford as number one. Because when it comes down to penalty shootouts, he's pretty good at taking out the opposition. I mean, look what he done to Jorginho in that Italy Euros final. Jorginho thought he has the better of everybody the way he does that silly penalty move, you know, and then makes the keeper move and then just dinks it in. He got a shock when Pickford saved his penalty. He didn't like it, did he? You know, so I can see why he gets number one, but Pope deserves to be number one. And if he's in tomorrow, Pope, and he has another great game tomorrow, then I'm sorry, he's the number one keeper for the World Cup. And then just quickly going on to a comment there about Newcastle, saying, are we going to start Murphy up front? Don't be surprised. I think at this rate, if this is how we're dropping like flies with strikers, I can see we're calling in a couple under 23s, maybe Dylan Stevenson, Isaac Westendorf. And you know what? Give the guys a chance. Give them a shot. You know? If they might go into against Fulham and do well and score a couple, you don't know. But that, you know, they're doing well in Premier League too. So give the guys a chance, you know. That's what you've got under 23 squad for. And because they're under 21, they don't have to be part of the squad, the 25-man squad. So you've got disposals there to use. And it wouldn't be a bad thing to give them a try either, even if you brought them on as substitutes, you know.
I agree. I totally agree. It's not going to be easy going to that game. It's not going to be an easy game, but it's going to be a tough game. Fulham's playing so well. Check out Paulinho, by the way, in the midfield. That guy is absolutely brilliant. He really, really is, Tony. So exciting to watch. But you're all right. I mean, we're going to end up having like 23s and give him a chance. Do you think so, Grace? Give him a chance just off top.
Definitely. Like, we invest that much money into them, you know, into the academy, into scouts going, you know, they get to a point where like they're sold and they go. So we need to give these kids a chance in the first team. How else are we gonna get the money back that we've invested if they don't play?
Well said. Well said. Give him a go. Give him a go. And we've got Eddie Howe. He knows how to. He likes young players, so you give him a go. And we will beat Germany. I have a feeling we will. One day on Southgate this year with the media hailing him for his masterclass. Yeah. All sucking up to that guy. Seriously, man. I think Walker's world class, especially with speed for his position. He's getting a bit now. He's 32. And we have a young left. He's not world class. He was world class. He was world class. Not now.
He has been, but I mean, Maxi had him when we go look back at that game, Maxi had him in his back pocket, right? Absolutely had him. And we seen on Friday that he's fast. It would depend who he's up against. I don't think he's as fast and world class as people are saying he is.
He's
Absolutely.
it's exactly what you said, Grace. A has been. That's what he is. A has been. Because he has been a good player. He isn't the one anymore. So jog on your bike.
Wow.
Ruthless.
That's Kyle Walker.
No, got to be though, haven't you?
Exactly.
If he goes to World Cup, I'll be very surprised.
Exactly. When you get the World Cup, all eyes will be on that one as well. If he chooses walk over Trippier, Trippier can defend, get forward. That is the thing. And if he goes and Trippier don't, there's got to be a Stewart's inquiry on this one, people. Honestly, man. Got one here from Paul again. We have a young left wing back that played at the cup. Can't remember his name, but he's fast and looks like a great prospect. Is that Bonds? Is that Bondswell?
Yeah,
Bondswell. That's what it is. Bondswell.
Oh yeah, I think it is.
That guy is going to be fantastic. He really is going to be a fantastic player. I think Bristol City. I think Addy will love this guy at Bristol City. I think he'd do fantastic. Perfect club to him. Graham said, then totally agree. If you look at it, we were fortunate to make fans on his tactics. England have been found out during this. He's been found out. Hi guys, big up to Grit, by the way. Hope you're okay, my guy. Let's get rid of Southgate and get Tuchel if he's still available. I doubt it.
He wants a break from football, John, so I doubt he'll come in.
Exactly. What about Poch as England manager? I tell you what, that'd be amazing if we could get him as England manager.
Well, I said that, John, didn't I?
You did. You certainly did. You certainly did. Yes, that's him. Got one here for and I've got a link for a membership. The link's in the description, Ryan. So if you want to be a member, mate, go into your laptop or Android if you got it and do it that way. But the link is actually in there, mate. So what I'll do, I'll send it in again, right? And then what we do, other things as well. We will see Jamal Lewis play this season. I hope we do. He needs to be given a chance. But when that be, I don't know. You cannot play domestic level football on a national stage. You'll be starved of the ball, tired out, and destroyed at will. What do you think of that one, Tony?
Yeah, it's true what he's saying. Yeah. That's what we're trying to do. Southgate's trying to play it like club football, and you can't do that. But it's just what we do tomorrow night against Germany. That's the thing. And, you know, and I hate to say it, I can see we're beating Germany 2-1 and it saves Southgate's arse, you know, and it saves him from the sack race, you know. Not that I want to see him saved from the sack race, but it would just be typical one of them that he's hanging on the edge or he's clinging onto his job. And they go out there and have the performance of their life and go and beat Germany. And it wouldn't surprise me, John. Wouldn't surprise me.
Not at all. Not at all. And pause. There you go then, Ryan. Go on YouTube desktop side if you're at a phone. And there's the link for it as well. If you want to become a member, then click on that one as well, people. Just click on that. And then you become a member for 99p. So an Arsenal fan could be a member very, very soon. And said hi, Paul, as well. I have to agree, Tony, but can you see, guys, Gareth Southgate being in a job after the World Cup? No matter how well we do, right? I'll start with you, Grace. Do you think he'll be in a job, yes or no?
Oh, it depends how the World Cup goes, doesn't it? I think, I don't know. I don't think so. Depending on how they do.
And that's fair enough. And we decided before I get Tony's. Germany aren't we playing well? Aren't playing well right now either. But I still can't see us winning. I'm going for a once each draw with a penalty. And Tony, your take? Can you see this guy being the manager after the World
Cup? Depends how we do in the World Cup, John. You know, again, wouldn't surprise me if we got out the group, no problem. And we went on a run, maybe got the semi-finals, and then we're losing that. And he keeps his job, you know. It just wouldn't surprise me, John. But we will have to wait and see. If we do bad, then he has to go. I just want to share this, John, before we go off. These are the latest odds on the next England manager if Southgate goes. So it should be appearing. And
Hansi Flick, by the way, is the Germany coach, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Look at that one as well.
There we go.
I've got one from this Ryan. Thanks for coming a member, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. 99p being the competition. And we do a competition every now and again. And if you win it, then it's not necessarily Newcastle shirt. You can have a shirt of your choice, or maybe an Arsenal shirt or whatever it may be. But thank you very much for coming a member. Appreciate that. Big up to Geordie, by the way. Right there, next manager with England before we kind of wrap up.
Yeah. So we've got Graham Potter still at the favourite, 2-1, followed by Eddie Howe at 3-1. Then you got Pochettino at 5-1, followed by Cooper at 6-1. And then obviously it goes down like you got Brendan Rodgers, Lee Carsley, 16-1. Can't see any of them getting it. I don't even know if, to be honest, Serena Wakeman, the England women's manager, she's 28-1 for the next job, for the next England manager and the men's team. Emma Hayes is 66-1. Bielsa's 50-1.
Yeah.
So, but the top three favourites there, or the top four favourites, is Graham Potter, Eddie Howe, Pochettino, and Steve Cooper. I can't see Potter going, so I don't think it'll be Potter. As much as Sky have got him in the favourites, I think it'll be. I think Pochettino 5-1's a good shout, to be honest.
I think that'd be very interesting. But in my opinion, I think it'd be great for English football. But this is my opinion. It's only my opinion only. I think that he still would be in club management. He's only 52.
Who, Pochettino?
Pochettino, yeah. He's only 52 years old. And I think he still wants to do club football first and go from there. And... so I think that's it. What do you think, Grace?
I wouldn't want to say. I would not want to say.
Wow, tough one. Fair enough. That's the England manager.
Gerrard wouldn't get nowhere near it, though, would he?
Oh, no.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But that's the next manager. We go through this comments for you, wrap up, because we've been there for a long time. It's time on Southgate 11, no matter what. No matter what, it's time is done, in my opinion. That's in Steve. And why is Stephen G on that list? You better tell the bookies on that one, yes. You need to tell the bookies on that one. You get an exclusive Man United. Get. There we go. He's done it again. Man United exclusive shirt. Get out of it. Southgate's the cheap option by the FA, but to be the best, you've got to have the best managers as well as players. I wouldn't mind someone like Pochettino, especially going into the World Cup. I think he'd do well, but I just can't see him getting there. Southgate has overachiever the players available to him. Question why England's not manufacturing world-class players. Too many foreigners in the Premier League. That's another problem we've got in the Premier League. Too many of them. Hate to say this, but I'm hoping Germany put 6 past us. That means Southgate gets sacked. One thing England, Eddie Howe's are, so don't even think about it. Catherine Graham. Steve Bruce will relegate into the 4th tier. People say he should have gone off to the final, but you can't get rid after taking us to the final. I think if we had another manager, we would have won the final, so you can get rid of him. That's from Stephen. Right. If Graham Potter being favour of an England job, that's to me just shows that Southgate isn't going anywhere in a hurry. That's from Jordy. Great show, John. Thanks so much indeed. As always, my guy, and thank you very much indeed. Steve could do well with the under-17s England squad that won the World Cup with the likes of Phil Foden, and of course, the one and only Betty Woman. People comparing how Mark Gorbridge has better stats than Southgate. Brilliant. And got one for Alessandro. Now, a great performance against Germany. And do hit the subscribe button, Alessandro, mates. That'd be fantastic. Papa Boy, please, it sounds like Italian. I could just say grazie. And buona settimana. That's it. Have a good weekend. And Eddie Howe was getting the shout before Southgate got the job. I think he has the best chance. That's than Justin. No. We need to go out and just get the best English managers available. Learn from success we had from Duzaki with the women's team. Marcelo Bielsa, maybe? Would you take in, Grace? Bielsa, former Leeds?
I don't know.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Only
Not
thing-
for me.
Only thing is, he doesn't speak English, John, does he? He didn't want to
That's
learn
the
English when
problem.
he was at Leeds.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem. But they understood him. They understood the way he wants to play football, man. It only cost 4 million. Predictions for Germany versus England and guaranteed goal scorers for me. I'm going to say 1-6 draw. What do you think, Grace?
I'm gonna say 2-1 to England. Yeah, to
and
England.
Tony.
Yeah, I want to see it 2-1 England. Harry Kane on the score sheet, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. And I'll just say one thing that I'm surprised. One person's missing from that England squad.
Yeah.
Jack Harrison.
Yes. 200%. He is
Left.
He's absolutely brilliant, that guy. He really, really is. And we was after him as well, by the way. We was after him, and Leeds to still want to do business with us at all whatsoever. But give him a try. I think he'd do good things, Jack Harrison. Do you know what I mean? You know, he's skillful. I think he's good. I think he's getting better and better every single week for Leeds United. I really, really do. Totally agree there. Go on, Tony.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, John, he starts this season. You know, he's done some great work on that left-hand side.
Yeah.
And I just can't understand why Southgate hasn't looked at him. I mean, 6 games, 1 goal and 3 assists. For a left winger, it's not bad stats, is it?
Exactly. He's having an outstanding season, by the way, under Jesse Marsh. I mean, do you like Jesse Marsh, Grace?
I think he's doing well. I think Leeds are doing better than what I thought they were going to do this season. So
yeah,
he's not doing bad. But we've got a lot of games left to play, so we'll see how they end up.
I tell you what, though, guys, I take him over Southgate all day long. At least you know what you're going to get from him. You know what I mean? I'd take him all day long. 3-1 to England. God save the king. Yes, that's what I like to see. Brilliant stuff, guys. Going to wrap up there because you've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. I know you've got things to do, but I'll keep you backstage. And guys, I'll start with you, Grace. I mean, did you enjoy coming on the game?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how's it going with Jade on? On her channel?
Yeah, well, we've had a little bit of a break just with everything with the Queen and now the international break, so we haven't been on for a few weeks. But yeah, everything's going good.
Fantastic. I mean, the end of the day, so I got a good sign in there, Tony. I got a brilliant sign in there. Took it well. Absolute find. What a find.
Absolutely, John.
For me, I mean, that's a heck of a thanks to her mum as well. I still want to get her mum on the channel, by the way. I'd love to get her mum on. Talk about Newcastle.
She won't come on. She won't.
That's a special or 1 hour special. Oh,
nah.
Keep her talking sort of thing. Keep her talking. I take Posh to be fair. At least get us playing good football, and Germany will beat us at least 3-0. Sadly, that's from Ryan, by the way. Take care to our coffee. You have a good one. Fab, sure, John, Tony, Grace. Let's hope someone else is coaching the Midfield World Cup. Come on, England, City and the tune. Big up, Alan. Big up. You can put anybody you like in Southgate's squad. It might be brilliant left with Southgate. Probably play that player at right back, so some material. Jordan, no matter the results against Germany, Southgate ain't going anywhere before the World Cup. And that's true. Tony, I was going to say, you enjoy coming in? Don't ask that question. Yeah. Could you tell us where you can find you on your socials, please? And go to Grace in a bit.
Yeah, so if you look down there at TonyTooney31 Twitter, give me a follow and I'll follow you back. And then also you can find us on www.northwestmags.com, as John's put it on the channel. So if you click onto there, there's all sorts to look at. You've got a forum where you can have a discussion with other like-minded fans. The team, you'll see the team lineup in there who's on the website. Gallery, you've got the podcast section as well. So in there you'll see all the podcasters, the different channels. us are on there, me and John. And yeah, just have a look. It's a great website set up by Seth Mag, who you've probably seen in the chat today. If you got photos with your shirts on anywhere in the world or in the UK, there's a little email icon on there, like little envelope. Just send them an email with a picture, and I'm sure Seth will add it to the growing list in the gallery. But do check it out. It's a great website, and it's been up and running for a couple of weeks now.
Brilliant, Tully. Thank you very much indeed. You heard what Tully said. North Face Mags. Just click on all the sections underneath there. It's all there. You can see my channel, other people's channel, me, Tony, and the gang as well. So check us out for that one, people. So that is well worth looking at. William should be our king, not Charles. And Eddie's our king. Eddie's our king. Brilliant. Well, you can find it. You find the links in the description of the channel. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, click on subscribe button. Also hit the like button as well. And if you'd like to super chat, click on the join on the $sign. Give to what channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, thank you very much for Mr. Arsenal Podcast, Ryan, for becoming the latest member. I appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. It's 99p. And I should return the favour for him as well. So, guys, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for the chat as well. We'll be back tomorrow. What we're going to do, I don't know. We're back for the Premier League prediction show on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Try and get Mace back for that, sure. And, guys, I'll do backstage. But thank you so much, chats, for watching. And until then, it's goodbye for now. And have a fantastic afternoon, whatever you got left of it.